Arts are in my DNA, really. I grew up in a musical family. I sang from the time I was a little girl. And so I knew very early on that's what I had to do with my life. And so I studied at the University of Miami, Florida, in vocal performance and arts education. And as our lives progressed, I married a man who was a composer and arranger.
That's amazing.
And our children showed signs of, being very talented in the arts. And eventually we moved to Ohio. And, we continue to pursue the arts as a profession. I taught in the classroom for 9 years. I taught young lives all about music, and I knew the power of that. And eventually I was called into leadership in the nonprofit world, but had the opportunity to see the arts active in changing lives in other arenas. And then this opportunity came along to do this full time, and to advocate for the arts and fund the arts, which took me all the way back to the beginning. And there's always a reason for something. And so all of a sudden I was able to see the arts through all of these lenses. And I realized how important it is to advocate and show people how the arts, they are not a frill. They are essential to our quality of life, to our well-being, to connecting us as people. So it's an honor and a privilege to do what I do every day. I really believe that it's important to have an organization that has the resources and the ability to look at the broader perspective. I think sometimes when we are in that local, regional role, it's hard to see what's happening outside of our area because, we are a nonprofit and we wear many hats and, our time is taxed. And so to be able to have a resource like Americans for the Arts where we can go to your website and obtain the data and to find resources, even if it's a one-pager on why support the arts because you're on the way to an important meeting, that is so valuable. But here's what I will say. Sometimes we look at a national organization and they seem unapproachable. I can pick up the phone and call anybody here and they're willing to just have a conversation and talk to us. And if they don't have the answer that moment, they will find it for us. So it's having that partner and somebody that helps you along the way. And I think that that's really important, aside from the valuable partnership for collecting that economic driver information. That arts and economic prosperity study is valuable to our whole region. They ask us, when is it coming out? And it's used by our, artists, it's used by arts organizations, it's used by our civic organizations, it's used across our region. So it's a very important study. But at the same time, I can pick up the phone and call. I think a lot of times, again, we feel intimidated by the process. They don't know where to start. And so I tell people, share your story. Share your story with others because they will be inspired. And just by that connection and that energy that is exchanged, it can light a flame. And that's really where it starts. But I think it's important to allow people a forum to learn and grow and receive training. Really being invited to be part of this Hill Day tomorrow and have dialogue with colleagues from across the country and to be able to speak to the representatives here from Americans for the Arts. That's an opportunity to step away from our daily routine, to focus, to learn, to grow. So I'm appreciative of that opportunity, but you take that back. And I think sharing individuals with a story to tell and a purpose, and they want to grow their own career, their own sphere of influence, to be able to then walk beside them and share that experience also helps. So it trickles down.